describe a peripheral iridectomy? Suppose if you are seeing this case, you would say a defect of iris at 2 o'clock position suggestive of a peripheral iridotomy. You would present like that. But we don't want to present like that. That is just a casual way of presentation. We would describe it in 4 points. We would talk about the margins. We would talk about the site. We would talk about the surrounding iris tissue. Why? Because if you are going to actually differentiate between a laser iridotomy and a surgical iridectomy, the description of the surrounding iris is very important, because when you are using laser to create an iridotomy, you would be actually dispersing some iris pigments on the surrounding iris tissue. But if you are going to do a surgical iridectomy, you are not going to disperse. So that is very important. And you would also make a mention whether the iridectomy or iridotomy is patent or not. And I'll show you an example for how to describe that. Okay. The same case, we would say on slit lamp examination, there are ragged, irregular edges at 2 o'clock position on the iris with a central defect, surrounded hypopigmented iris with dispersion of pigments over the cornea. Light reflex clearly seen in retroillumination indicating patency of the defect, suggestive of a patent laser peripheral iridotomy. Okay. So here you should say ragged, irregular edges along with the defect at the 2 o'clock position. So this hypopigmented iris with dispersion tells you that it is not a surgical iridectomy. This retroillumination tells you that it is patent. So you are telling 2 things extra than just saying that PI is present or not. Okay, so that's the difference. So this is the way to actually present. So this was laser peripheral iridotomy. Now we are going to describe a condition, a clinical case where you had a surgical peripheral iridectomy plus bleb. So for the bleb, you should go for that 8 points. But just for the surgical peripheral iridectomy, we'll say there is a sharp, well-defined edges along with the defect, of the iris at 1 o'clock position with normal pigmentation with no dispersion of pigments. We have not done a laser here. That's the point we are saying. Light reflex clearly seen in retroillumination indicating patency, suggestive of a patent surgical peripheral iridectomy. And after that, since the bleb is there, you would go ahead and use our model and describe the 8 points associated with the bleb. That would actually please the examiner very, very, very much. So this is the way to present a surgical PI. So summary for PI, we talk about the margins, we talk about the defect, we talk about the site, we talk about the surrounding iris tissue, and we talk about the retroillumination test for patency. So we finished these 3 things, and now we are going to describe a neovascularization of the iris. Again, this is an important case. If they are going to have a neovascular glaucoma or a pseudoexfoliation glaucoma, they are definitely going to keep that for your exam. So how do you describe neovascularization? So if you are not prepared, and if you are going to see a case like this, you are just going to say neovascularization of the iris seen from 11 o'clock to 8 o'clock position. We should not describe like that. However, we should use 5 points to describe an NVI. How do the vessels appear? What are the character of these vessels? What are the cores of these vessels? What are the arrangement of the vessels? and the extent of the vessels. And I'll describe you with an example. They are thin vessels, they are friable vessels, they are arborizing vessels, and they are irregularly arranged. You are able to exactly tell the examiner that what we are seeing are not normally dilated iris vessels. They are not normal variants. They are thin, they are friable, they are arborizing, and they are irregularly arranged, extending from 11 o'clock to 8 o'clock position, suggestive of neovascularization of the iris. So all these are important before you tell this. So when you describe, the whole point of presenting in an examination is to describe the lesion, not just the finding. Don't mention the finding. Mentioning the finding alone is not enough to get you marks. You should describe. Okay, so that is very, very important. So you have to practice this description part of it. And this is the way you actually present an NVI. So for NVI, you would talk about the appearance of the vessel, the character of the vessel, the course of the vessel, the arrangement of the vessel, and the extent of the vessel. Very, very, very important. How about pseudoexfoliation? Pseudoexfoliation, as I told you also, is often kept for your exam because it's a very common occurrence in day-to-day patients, and so they can easily get this case and keep it for your exam. How to describe? If you're not prepared, you would just say a white material or a white fluffy material seen on the pupillary margin, suggestive of pseudoexfoliation. That is not enough for getting good marks. Rather, you would say it in 4 points: the color of the material, the nature of the material, the location of the material, whether there is any iris atrophy or not. So you would say that white, flaky, dandruff-like material. You would not say white material. So it's white, flaky, dandruff-like material seen in pupillary margin as tufts and on the anterior lens capsule as a disc-shaped deposit. See here, you see that on the disc-shaped deposit on the lens capsule with no associated iris atrophy, suggestive of pseudoexfoliation. Now imagine 2 students are going for the exam to the same examiner. One student is saying pseudoexfoliation present in the pupillary area, and you go and you say white, flaky, dandruff-like material seen in pupillary margin as tufts and on the anterior lens capsule as a disc-shaped deposit with no associated iris atrophy, suggestive of pseudoexfoliation. It's anybody's guess as to who is going to get higher marks, right? So this is the way I'm actually helping you prepare for your exam. Preparation for your exam is a completely different ball game altogether. Just by reading your textbooks, you would not be able to prepare for your exam. You should practice, you should rehearse, you should actually work smart, and you should rerun these presentations again and again and again so that you make it as a habit. So this is the way you present a case of pseudoexfoliation. Pseudoexfoliation 4 points: color of the material, nature of the material, location of the material, whether there is any iris atrophy or not. Okay, 4 points are over and pseudoexfoliation is also over. So this is a very, very, very important thing you must understand: how you describe a glaucomatous disc damage. That is going to be there in open angle glaucoma, angle closure glaucoma, pseudoexfoliation glaucoma, neovascular glaucoma, absolute glaucoma, traumatic glaucoma, uveitic glaucoma. So you have to know this, and this is a high yield thing because you need to know this and you can use it in any glaucoma case which you are going to present in your exam.